In this video, we're going to be talking about how big pharmaceutical companies invest billions of dollars to help to shape the entire medical and nutritional curriculums in universities to promote pharmaceutical-based solutions to chronic illnesses and to de-emphasize the importance of lifestyle and diet-based solutions to chronic illness. The reason why I'm making this video is because I actually want human beings on planet Earth not to be suffering from constant chronic illnesses that are so common and prevalent in our modern culture that living with symptoms has actually become a normal thing. When I say chronic illness, I'm talking about being always tired, waking up and needing coffee in order to feel normal, addictions of all kinds, depression, OCD, ADHD, eczema, skin problems, heart problems, digestive issues, infertility issues, constant brain fog, and a whole host of all kinds of chronic illnesses, thyroid problems, endometriosis, body pain, aches and pains, twitching, numbness. Human beings on planet Earth right now, many of them are sick. Like me, for example, I was born into this world. When I was 1 year old, I had eczema, which is a skin rash that just comes out of nowhere. We don't actually know what causes eczema, but I was born with this, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, yeah, you have eczema. We're not quite sure what causes it. It's not contagious, so it's obviously coming from within you. But we do have a topical cream, which is like a steroid that you can put on, and it helps to kind of clear it up a little bit, which doesn't really address the internal problem that's causing skin issues, but it's just kind of like, it's like a Band-Aid solution. It's a topical solution. And then you can come and refill your cream every 6 months when you run out, and we'll just bill the insurance company hundreds of dollars for this extremely overpriced, expensive cream. So this is just me. But my case was actually very mild. There are millions of people all over the world who are sick. They don't know why. And then when they go to the doctor, now I'm not saying doctors are bad people. I love doctors. They have beautiful hearts. I've been to doctors that are literally the kindest, most compassionate human beings on planet Earth that I've met. Okay? So many doctors have a heart of gold. But I'm saying systemically, as a system, or even economically, politically, pharmaceutical companies have the freedom and the power to literally lobby the university curriculums of medicine to promote solutions to sicknesses that are pharmaceutical based and to suppress information that suggests that the true cause of most chronic illnesses is lifestyle and diet based. The fact that if most human beings just stopped eating all this like chocolate and cookies and eating extremely high fat diets like eggs and bacon for breakfast, only steak for lunch, and then, you know, sandwiches for dinner. And if human beings just incorporated way more fruits and vegetables into their diets, then a lot of their chronic fatigue, brain fog, aches and pains, twitches, skin problems, gallbladder issues, stomach issues, gut issues, heart issues, reproductive issues, skin issues, hair falling out, teeth and dental issues. A lot of teeth and dental issues, and a lot of all the issues I just said, this is coming from being sick inside, okay? Our culture and our society right now, there are lots of toxins and chemicals that are burned in the air from car exhaust, jet exhaust, fertilizer runoff, inorganic compounds in the air, like even wearing certain perfumes, lighting scented candles, using chemicals to clean your house. This bioaccumulates over many, many, many years. Even if you're young, you need to take into consideration that your mom has been bioaccumulating chemicals in her body, even from her mom. When you're in the womb, inside your mom, you're sharing fluids with her. So if your mom has mineral deficiencies or high levels of heavy metal in her organs, or even if she has certain viruses like herpes or Epstein-Barr or strep, these will get passed on to you as she's carrying you in the womb, let alone if your mom was eating like ice cream, McDonald's, bread and cheese, you know, tons of red meat, pork sausages, eggs and bacon for breakfast, this kind of stuff. If this is what your mom was eating a lot of in the womb with you, and she has all these toxins in her, that's going to get passed on to you, and that's going to cause you to be born sick. All right? So how does this relate to pharmaceutical companies? Of course, I'm speaking about the causes of most chronic illnesses. And you might say, Adam, how do you know what the causes of most chronic illnesses are? Are you a doctor? And the answer is no, I'm not a doctor. I'm a full-time researcher who studies hundreds of diverse perspectives, including the philosophy of science, epistemology, so knowing how do we know what's actually true, study a lot of economics, politics, even spirituality, a lot of alternative health. I've tested dozens of different diets on myself, and to be honest, that's how I'm bringing you this information. I just do tons of research, hundreds of diverse perspectives, not only diet-based stuff, but just I have a very broad, general view of what the hell is going on here in reality because I've been studying for the last 8 years, all right? I've read hundreds of books, listened to thousands of hours of podcasts from all sorts of different experts and leaders in many different fields, all right? I'm a full-time researcher. I'm just sharing with you information. So in my journeys, I discovered a very powerful source of deep and detailed information about the true causes of chronic illnesses coming from someone named the medical medium. For over 50 years, the medical medium has been working with people who are chronically ill. He's like 64 now, but ever since he was 14 years old, he was getting information that is channeled from source. He said that when he was 5 years old, he heard a voice whispering in his ear that was telling him what was wrong with the people around him. And then he would get solutions to their problems, like, hey, this person needs to drink more celery juice, or this person needs to eat more apples, etc. So I know this sounds a little bit crazy, like, Adam, that sounds like witchcraft or voodoo. You're telling me this is the guy that is giving all this profound information? And the answer is yes. And you also need to understand that there are some human beings on planet Earth who do have spiritual gifts or powers, the ability to tap into information without needing to physically cut open your body and actually look in and see what's wrong. There's intuitive abilities that some people have. Human beings have had intuitive abilities for thousands of years. Since we've lived in tribes, we've had shamans. People are just able, some people, not everyone, maybe you're not able to do this. Maybe this is only like 1 in every million people that are born. but some human beings have intuitive capabilities, and really what it comes down to at the end of the day is that the medical medium's information works extremely well for millions of people all over the world, have reversed and healed their chronic illnesses because they are being given a clear, vivid description of what is actually wrong with them, that current medical science is not there. And what we're talking about today is some of the reasons why current medical science is not there. There's literally active forces of resistance, corrupting influences that actually want humans to be sick. I'm not trying to sound like a conspiracy theorist here. I'm just genuinely sharing with you that I found a perspective of health information that has helped me to reverse my eczema and my severe allergies. And the information, it makes a lot of sense, okay? The logic of it checks out. It's very consistent. You'll have to consult it yourself. You'll have to actually buy a medical medium book and read it. I know that sucks. You got to actually like do the research yourself and like actually read the information. And you might say, well, Adam, why would I waste my time doing that if I don't know if it's true or not? How can I trust this guy? And the answer is, you don't know. How do you know it's true? The answer is you don't until you check. That's the thing with epistemology and doing research, is when you're doing research and development, you're trying to find new perspectives, new ways to look at the world, cutting edge, advanced stuff, sometimes that are alternative methods, because you first need to realize that conventional methods don't work. And you would only understand this if you had a chronic illness for yourself and you've been to 20 doctors, or you know someone who's gotten cancer or gotten some spooky autoimmune disorder, and the doctors are telling them that their immune system's attacking itself, and they go to 20 doctors that are giving them pills that don't even work. And they're sick and they can't get out of bed, and they can't even take care of their kids. They can't go to work. They can't even open their eyes for longer than an hour without having to sleep. You wouldn't fathom that the conventional medical system is failing millions of people. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't work, like if you need to have surgery done, or maybe you break your leg and you need to have your leg set in a cast, or maybe you need your teeth to be pulled out, or something like this, or you have a fungus that's growing on your skin. You can use a topical solution, even though there are herbal solutions that actually work extremely well for that. I'm not saying modern medicine is like, failing in those areas, in the more gross areas. Sorry guys, I'm shivering a little bit, which is why you may hear my voice stammering. I'm saying in the more subtle areas of health that involve the complex interrelations of the human body system that lead to spooky chronic illnesses. Like, the human is just generally not healthy. Like, they have low energy, their skin is pale, they are depressed all the time, they have ADHD, they have autism, like skin issues. I've mentioned, I know a lot of these things, like, how could these all be related? I thought that like autism is just something you're just randomly born with. Or like severe allergies that you have. A lot of this stuff, Anthony William, the medical medium, is explaining that it is caused by buildup of toxins in the body over, the thunder is agreeing with me, over 200 years since the Industrial Revolution. We've had 200 years of toxins bioaccumulating in the environment and in our mothers' bodies that pass them down to the kids and to the kids. And then there are viruses such as Epstein-Barr virus, herpes, strep, If you ever had any of those before, I've had strep before. They live in your body, and they actually feed on the toxic heavy metals like lead, mercury, copper. This stuff stays in your liver, in your brain, in your kidneys. These viruses, they live in your body. They feed off of toxins and certain diet choices as well, like eggs specifically, have been proven to feed viruses in the blood. This is actually what scientists use when they're studying bacterial colonies or viruses in a laboratory. They actually use egg yolks and egg white to keep the virus alive so that they can study it longer. Egg feeds viruses in the blood. There's a podcast about that. I'll link it in the description. The same with dairy as well. The hormones is what these viruses, they eat these hormones. They're like growth hormones, because think about it. What is an egg? An egg is like a tiny little set ball of hormones to help a baby chick grow. The same with cow milk or goat's milk. They're like growth hormones. The viruses eat them, and then they create waste in your body, and they overload your liver, especially if you're eating high-fat diets. They make you sick, okay? So I've spoken about this in other videos. I don't want to go over the whole thing again here. Just giving you a little taste of realizing that in order to cleanse these viruses and heavy metals out of your system, there are fruit and vegetable based protocols, such as one of them is drinking celery juice. Anthony William has found that works extremely well for millions of people. Or like lemon water, or more fruits, like big fruit breakfasts. The hydration of the sugars, they're antibacterial. It helps to flush toxins out of your body. And more vegetables, he's saying that lowering the fat intake of the person, of the diet, helps to cleanse, right? Because fat is very like, it's thick. It thickens the blood. It makes it difficult to cleanse, all right? So this kind of information that I'm discussing here, many people will say, Adam, but like, can you show me like a quantitative chart or a graph that shows specifically how celery juice heals your body? Like, do we have science or research on this? And unfortunately, the science on celery juice is still extremely limited for many factors, which we're going to talk about right now. You need to understand, this is very, very important to understand. What actually is science? How do we actually get scientific experiments and research campaigns to be funded? How do they actually work? Especially in this high profit domain of health and nutrition, nobody can profit off of celery juice. There isn't a specific company that can patent celery juice because it grows out of the freaking earth. So there is no incentive to invest millions of dollars hiring researchers, lab technicians, to invest all of this time and energy and money to very, very carefully investigate the benefits of celery juice, to do studies with gigantic sample sizes with thousands of people from different ages, ethnicities, lifestyles, to test celery juice on all of them in the right way according to Anthony Williams' specific protocol, making sure all those people stick to that. That's $1 million, if not $10 million study right there. The question is, who's putting in the money to fund it? Are they gonna get their money back? The answer is no. They're not going to get their money back. You need to understand, this is how science works, especially in the medical industry. A lot of people in our culture just have this like mythological belief in science, thinking that it's like just like everything that we could possibly know, science is like doing its best to like research it and figure out. And it's like actively searching in like all directions to like test everything, and like if something is true, then science will get it. The answer to that is, yeah, there is a little bit of study on celery juice, but there's also active suppression forces from pharmaceutical industries, which I do have studies and examples, which I'm going to share with you in a second. So I'm not just vaguely saying this. Like this is the way reality works. There is massive corporate interest and lobbying, first and foremost, just in actual politics. So literally like in the House of Commons, in the Senate. Most of the people who have seats in the Senate, they have ties to pharmaceutical industries in some way, shape, or form. So that when they're going to pass a law, let's say there's a law that is passed where we're going to update the nutrition guidelines for all Canadians. I live in Canada, or all Americans. And we're going to update, for example, so we found that caffeine, the entire country is addicted to caffeine, just for example. So, and we've been finding that it's actually very harmful for your health. So we're going to pass a law that whenever you buy a cup of coffee, there's like a warning on it or something like that. And there's many people in the House who have ties to pharmaceutical industries where whenever a law is presented, if it's going to make humans a lot healthier, then in many cases they have a conflict of interest, because their political campaign, the reason why they're even sitting in that seat is because of millions of dollars of funding from certain drug companies. So if there's a conflict of interest with the law and the drug companies, the person sitting in the Senate is going to vote no on that bill. For example, that's just the general gist. I'm sorry, my specific details sucked in that example, but this is how it works. This is how corporate lobbying works in politics. Okay, you need to understand this is a real thing. All right, this is how it works. The same is true for university curriculums as well. So it goes even further, that there is studies that I'm going to put on the screen right now that actually show that there is influence in the university curriculum that promotes pharmaceutical-based health solutions as a basically more important than diet and lifestyle-based health solutions. Right, so I asked ChatGPT to find me some specific examples with dates and specific names and all this stuff, so I put this on the screen. So what I'm trying to get across here in this video is that, first and foremost, you need to be aware that we are living in an extremely sick society, okay? The humans are not healthy physically or psychologically, okay? And there are many forces and factors that contribute to this. The marketing, most of it is corporate interest that is marketing products like McDonald's or chocolate, like milk chocolate, all sorts of fake fragrances, all sorts of items that are not good for your health. Even like gambling, chicken wings, all these commercials you see on the TV this is not good for humans, okay? But it is good for someone's pockets, okay? So they pump millions of dollars of advertising to basically help humans be sick, basically, or just to pay them money, basically, okay? Now, you need to understand that pharmaceutical companies love it when human beings are chronically ill, okay? Because then they can go to the doctor, and then the doctors, many of them, there's a research thing that I'll put on the screen right now. It was like, there was a survey, it was like 94% of the practitioners have ties to pharmaceutical industries. What this means is that when a doctor prescribes you a specific pill from a specific company, they get a cut, okay? They have ties to the pharmaceutical industry. So when you go to the doctor and you say, hey, I have acne, how do I get rid of this? Instead of, so the doctor's curriculum that he studied for 8 years wasn't focused on what foods help to get rid of acne, okay? It wasn't focused on diets that help to get rid of acne, like, for example, a massive amount of fruits in your diet and vegetables, and also even celery juice in the morning because of all the key mineral salts that are in it. That will make your skin radiant and clear and glowing. And test it for yourself. Okay, try that out. Fruits and vegetables and some celery juice in the morning. Your skin will be like, oh, okay. But no one can profit off of fruits and vegetables except the farmers. So instead, literally the university curriculum is telling that if they have this acne, then we need an acne suppressant medication, like an antibiotic that helps to get rid of acne, which actually doesn't work. It actually suppresses the acne more so than actually get rid of it. It actually makes it worse later in the future. And I learned about this. There's a source at the bottom, the Medical Medium podcast on acne. You can learn more about that. So literally in the textbooks of the university, basically what you're studying, literally what you're studying is how pharmaceuticals heal certain illnesses, okay? What you're not studying in medicine is how fruits and vegetables and herbs that grow out of the earth heal certain illnesses. Now, I want you to, why is this person like driving up to me? Sorry, no, he's just turning around. You need to understand, there is absolutely no logical reason why a man-made pharmaceutical would be a better healing tool than plants, fruits, and vegetables that grow out of the earth. Okay? Now, there's this whole argument of like, well, Adam, human beings have been living longer now than they ever have because of modern medicine. We have penicillin, we have surgery, we have all of these things that, you know, help you heal and stay healthy. First of all, this is actually very questionable, this idea that human beings are living longer now than they ever have. This is actually a very questionable idea that I've actually been researching more into, which is the benefit of listening to someone who's a generalist, who studies many things. I was listening to a podcast with Daniel Schmachtenberger from Nate Hagen's. It was a recent one. Maybe, I guess I'll link it. You go on the Great, what's it called? The Great Simplification or something. A very high-level systems thinking podcast talking about all of society, basically, and how to make progress in general. It's a very high-level, it's a very advanced talk. And they were just talking about how human beings actually did live a long time ago, like 2,000 years ago. There were still old people that lived to like 80 years old. The thing that brought the average age, when you see like the average age of someone who lived 2,000 years ago was like 35 years. And the reason why is because they're factoring in the extremely high infant mortality rate. So many babies and women died in childbirth, which is why the life expectancy went down so much. All right? But in general, people who were born successfully would actually live to be pretty old. There'd be elders in the community. They'd live to like 65, 70, 75, 80 years old. All right? So that's a myth that modern medicine is like fixed everything. And what I'm trying to actually describe in this video is that there is like an entire paradigm. It's like a mythology that has been taught to us as a culture that promotes this idea that today we are more advanced than we have ever been because of medicine, because of technology. And in a certain sense, this is true. We have like cell phones and the internet and medicine and stuff, but in a certain sense, this is not true as well, because everyone's addicted to their phones. Everyone's chronically ill. We're actually noticing our species is like regressing in terms of like there's like almost like civil war in the United States. There's all kinds of just like bullshit in our society. We're not like cutting edge, most advanced we've ever been. This kind of, it's hubris. This is like cultural hubris. We feel like we're the best we've ever been. You know, every single society ever has thought to themselves that we are the most advanced that we've ever been. And we're not considering that we're literally raping our planet. Like, how advanced of a species are you if you're cutting down all the trees, pouring toxic waste into the oceans, polluting the atmosphere? I actually found a study where a pharmaceutical company was in cahoots with a red meat company that was trying to buy some scientific research to promote the health benefits of eating red meat for your heart health. And there was a pharmaceutical company that was actually supporting that. Like, this is evil. Okay, this, like, if we're gonna use the word evil, this is a great time to use it because it's basically the opposite of live. Evil's live backwards. So what is not good for human lives to be healthy, what's not in human beings' best interests, that's just like the opposite of live. That's evil. Okay? So I want to share with you that there is a slimy, disgusting, horrible agenda to actually make it so that human beings are sick. So I was hearing a noise behind me. There are forces investing billions of dollars to make sure that you are sick and in the dark about what to eat so that you can be healthy. Okay? If you eat lots of fruits and vegetables, like I already said 7 million times, and limit ingesting eggs, dairy, pork, tuna, wheat, soy, canola oils, and like vegetable oils, MSG, processed food, processed sugars, and you generally focused your diet on majority fruits, okay, tons of fruit in the morning, tons of vegetables, leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables in the afternoon and in the evening, and then you could even have fruit again at night for dessert, right? You can even throw some celery juice in there in the morning, juices, this kind of stuff. You could have some meat. You could have a little bit of organic chicken once a day, or a piece of even grass-fed steak, actually. You can have that once, you know, every few days or whatever it is, but as long as you're not like eating so much fat, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like eggs and bacon for breakfast, chicken and sausage for lunch, and then steak for dinner. If you're focusing primarily on fruits and vegetables, like I've been explaining specifically how to do in other videos, you will reverse your chronic illnesses and you will be extremely healthy. And it's all connected. All these illnesses are connected. This is the other thing you need to understand. It's not like eczema is like exists in a vacuum. Eczema also comes along with hair loss. It comes along with brain fog. It can come along with diarrhea. These things are linked together. So when your insides are not okay because of pollutants, environmental pollutants, and viral activity, then you don't just get one symptom, you get 5 symptoms, 10 symptoms. You get chronic weight gain. You get nerve issues. You get restless leg syndrome. You get anxiety. Sorry, I keep hearing noises behind me. Depression, maybe hearing noises behind you is another chronic illness. Just kidding. Hair loss, this kind of stuff, gut problems, digestive issues, they come together as a package, okay? And you can't just take one pill for your anxiety. You can't take a pill for your ADHD, a pill for your eczema, or a cream for your eczema, a pill for your, like, do you see what's going on here? Do you see? Every symptom has a pill. Okay? And they're expensive. Do you understand? They're making money for someone, okay? There's billions of dollars interested in making the diet information landscape as muddy as possible so people don't understand what's good for them. There's literally like, there's corporations funding influencers to make videos about how, like, if you eat 90 eggs every day, you'll be healthy. Or if you fry your steak in butter all day, every day, you'll be healthy. There's corporate interest that wants you to be sick. Okay? This is so important to understand. I want to appeal to your just basic human common sense. I'm not even trying to shove a specific diet ideology down your throat. I'm just trying to appeal to common sense here, that the goddamn fruits grow off of the motherfucking trees, okay? And your eyesight is evolved to pick out the bright colors of the fruits, the red, the orange, the yellow, to actually see it from far away. So why? So you can go and pick it, right? And then when you cut it open, it tastes amazing. It's sugary. It fuels your brain and your organs, which run on glucose. There's all these vitamins and hydrating water that's inside this fruit. Then when you go and throw the peel away with the seeds, then that spreads the plant seeds so that the plant grows. So this is what we've evolved to eat. Fruit, our teeth, our gut acid. We're evolved to eat fruit. That's how it is. Do you see the common sense here? Like, your body is evolved to eat fruit. Okay? That's not arguable. Okay? The trees want you to eat their fruit. They make it healthy for you. So even just think about it from like a tribal perspective, because a lot of people say, oh no, but you shouldn't eat that much fruit. It'll rot your teeth. And what I'm trying to say is, even, where'd you get that idea that it's gonna rot your teeth? Who told you that? Are you sure? You sure it's gonna rot your teeth? How do you know? What if it doesn't rot your teeth? What if it's actually antibacterial? What if it's actually good for your teeth? What if it helps to cleanse your insides? What if the real thing that rots your teeth is having a liver that is overloaded with fats, that is unable to cleanse toxins out of your body, and there's viral activity which creates this ammonia gas, which is so toxic that as you're sleeping at night, the gas comes up your throat and stays in your mouth, all this bacteria, and that's what rots your teeth and your gums. That's why when you wake up, your breath smells like shit, because of all the toxins overnight. Your teeth have literally been like stewing in these toxins overnight. And eating high-fat diets exacerbates this problem. Fruit doesn't rot your teeth. Even citrus. There's literal so much misinformation about, there's people, there are industries, they want you to not eat fruit. Human beings get so fucking healthy when they eat fruit. Okay? You're supposed to eat a lot of fruit. Think about it like this. Imagine you're with a tribe, okay? You're with a small band of gatherers, okay? And you've been walking all day looking for food. Maybe you're hunting for meat. Yeah, you can have meat as well. I'm not like attached to one ideology. I'm just saying like there's certain foods that are good for you and bad for you for a specific reason. So when you're with your band of hunter-gatherers or whatever it is, you're hunting for a deer to bring back to the family. On the way, you've been walking all day, you're hungry and thirsty at the same time, okay, because there's no rivers or creeks anywhere. It's just like you're just hungry and thirsty. Oh, look, it's an orange tree. Oh, that's amazing. Here, guys, come. How many oranges are you gonna eat if you're hungry? How many are you gonna have? You gonna have one orange? Two? No, you're gonna sit beside that fucking tree and you're gonna have 10 oranges. You might have 20 oranges. Do you see how many oranges are on the tree? There's tons. There's like, it's an abundance. It's like the Garden of Eden. The fucking fruits grow off the trees. They're good for you. You eat them. Lots of them. You're not thinking to yourself, oh, well, maybe this isn't good for my teeth. No, because God isn't trying to like rot your teeth. The structure, the intelligent design of the universe isn't trying to like destroy your teeth. Okay? Think about evolutionarily, why the fuck would my teeth have evolved to rot when I eat the only food that's good, like the main food that's good for me? Think about it. Okay? Someone has put that thought into the collective culture nefariously with the intention to make it so that we are skeptical of the very thing that nature has designed us to eat. Because if you eat it, it's good for you. You ever thought about why everything is like fruit flavored? When you go buy a Freezy, it's fruit flavored, like a freeze pop. When you go buy a yogurt, there's fruit in the yogurt. Why is that? You know why that is? Because you don't want a yogurt, okay? You don't want the milk from a random animal. Sure, you could eat it. You could eat it, let's say 2,000 years ago when, you just like, I don't know, I don't even know how they would make cheese back then. It requires a lot of like technology to, anyways. You could do that, but nowadays it's different because we have viruses in our body that feed off of the hormones in the milk. Okay, so that's why some people are lactose intolerant and some people aren't. That's why some people can do well on milk. Other people, the second they eat milk, they get mucus, brain fog, and they have the shits. okay, because of they have different spreads of viruses in their body. All right? Different levels of viral activity. So yeah, there's fruit in the yogurt because you don't want yogurt, you want fruit. But they trick you. And yeah, notice how like all the commercials you've ever seen, egg, like there's egg commercials, there's dairy commercials, there's even meat commercials. There's no fruit commercials. There's no vegetable commercials because you don't need to advertise for why apples are good for you or why frickin' broccoli is good for you. It just is. Broccoli's never gonna have a problem selling out of the store because it's just been good for you forever. Okay? I've heard broccoli is like a recently invented cruciferous vegetable, but just like they're not advertising cabbage and onions on the TV, or garlic, or like herbs like rosemary and thyme. That's not advertised to anyone. There's no money, okay? There is a lot of money that is specifically going into smear campaigns, specifically trying to trick you into thinking that fruits and vegetables are not good for you, okay? The less fruits and vegetables you eat, the better for other people's pockets, the pharmaceutical industry's pockets. They want you to not eat fruits and vegetables. And again, I'm not trying to be like a conspiracy theorist, like us versus them kind of thing. I'm explaining the system. This is how the system works. As a CEO at a pharmaceutical company, I have to meet my monthly quota, my monthly margin, that we have to increase our stock for the shareholders. Okay, so we need to be literally nefariously brainstorming ways in order to increase profits. They have billions of dollars to invest, billions of dollars to invest in all sorts of shady, underhanded marketing campaigns, smear campaigns, defamation campaigns, defaming certain influencers or people. I don't know, they might hire a fucking assassin, and like maybe that's why I keep hearing people behind me, because someone's sneaking up behind me with a sniper rifle to kill me. I'm just saying, it's a slimy, disgusting business. Okay? It literally profits off humans being sick. Think about the level of consciousness there. There's no like morality here. There's no like, oh yeah, we're the pharmaceutical industry, we're trying to help people be healthy. No. Did you know that when a pharmaceutical industry is creating a new pill that, first of all, costs millions of dollars to create, the reason why they fund this science, the reason why our medicine is so advanced, is because when you invent a pill, you can now sell it. Yeah, you can't sell broccoli because the broccoli already existed. But if you invent a new pill to sell for someone's depression or anxiety or ADD or whatever it is, all of this is caused by dietary malnourishment and chemical and viral activity in your body, like I described. You can invest $10 million into a research campaign to invent a new pill because you know you're going to get the money back. Okay? You get the money back because you sell the pills. Now, listen to this. Do you think they do long-term testing on the safety of these pills? No. They test for as short of a period as is legally possible, and they're also involved in the lawmaking process as well, like we mentioned at the beginning. So let's say legally you have to test for 3 months in order to check if the pill has adverse side effects. Okay? So they test the pill. Maybe one of the researchers discovers that the pill does have adverse side effects. It makes you bleed when you poop. Or it makes your eyes explode when you sneeze or whatever the adverse side effects are. Then let's say one of the scientists will bring this up and say, hey, so yeah, it turns out our pill actually does have some adverse side effects, and it may actually cause people to get even more sick and die. This is what will happen. A lot of times the CEO, okay, will say, okay, so can you run the calculations of like roughly how many people you think would die if we brought this to market? They'd say, okay, well, if we sold 1 million units, maybe 1% of people would die. That's like 10,000 people might die. They say, okay, so how much money would it cost us to settle 10,000 lawsuits and to pay out, like, you know, compensation? You know, let's say 1 million per person, right? So, okay, so it would cost us, there's 10,000 people, 1 million per person, it would be $100 million. Okay. Or $10 million. Or is it 100 million? I'm not sure. Okay, so, but how much would we profit if we brought it to market? Oh, our profits would be $1 billion. Okay, so we'd have $1 billion of profit, $100 million of expense, which is settling the lawsuits for all the people that died. Okay, let's bring it to market. You think that doesn't happen? It does. So this just as a demonstration to show you the type of consciousness we're dealing with, the type of like zero regard for human life. Okay? There is beliefs that are like literally that have been around for only 70 years. Entire marketing campaigns in the 50s, 60s, and 70s that have like installed unhelpful diet beliefs into your mind. Even this idea of like protein, like you need protein all the time. Everyone's worried about their protein. Am I getting enough protein? Oh, you're vegan. Where do you get your protein? Bitch, peas. That's a funny one. But yeah, fruits and vegetables have tons of protein in them, and I spoke about in my other video why nutrition information is full of shit. A little bit more about that. But this idea, like, if you want to trick men, especially, even women, if you want to trick people into thinking your food is healthy for them, you just tell them that if you eat it, it'll make you big and jacked and strong. You'll be powerful and other people will like you. You know, actually, this is a side point. I don't want to, you know, be too much, but you know what actually builds muscle? Literally, the sugar from fruit builds muscle, and vegetables as well, and also the mineral salts that are in leafy greens and herbs such as celery. Also, the third thing that builds muscle is using your muscles. Okay? I bet you never heard that one before. Fruits and sugar and mineral salts and using your muscles is what builds muscle, not protein. Protein actually doesn't play a role in building muscle. What? That sounds retarded, Adam. That's retarded. Because I've heard all this about protein synthesis. There's about 700,000 diet influencers on YouTube and Instagram, whatever, telling me about why I need to count my protein and how much protein per gram of fat am I eating and all of this. Yeah, that protein actually doesn't play a role in muscle synthesis at all, actually. It has other roles in the body. Protein is important for health, but there's more than enough trace proteins in like avocados, bananas, leafy greens like spinach, even carrots. These foods, they have protein in them. If you eat a lot of them, like I'm recommending, you'll get enough protein and you'll get enough fat and you'll get enough carbs. So I'm going to link a podcast from the medical medium again about protein. You check that out. Yeah, so there's beliefs like this. Even there's just a lot of beliefs, like even with the teeth, we mentioned before, what rots your teeth? Not fruit. Okay, So this video is getting a little bit long. Yeah, I just wanted, this is what I want to leave you with, okay? I know I went a little bit off the rails in this video. The reason why I get so jacked up about this topic is because you need to understand that humans are sick and they don't know why. They're actually fed information that keeps them sick. Okay, so literally the information that they're taught keeps them sick. Okay, so people are like, oh, I'm sick. I must need more protein. I need more fat. I need to clog my body even more, but they don't even realize that it does that. They don't think, oh, my teeth are rotting. I should stop eating that one apple that I have every week. I should just eat more meat. Or, oh, my skin isn't working. Maybe I need more butter. Or I don't know, like, it must have been that those grapes I had the other day. I had an allergic reaction to the grapes. No, it's not the freaking grapes. It's the pizza you had before the grapes. Right before you had the grapes, you had a whole pizza. Remember that? See, so people are literally in the dark. In the dark. And then I try to bring this like cutting edge information, like the medical medium information, which is cutting edge. And people are like, okay, but where's the science? And I'm saying, do you even know what science is? I'm not saying all science is just like always wrong all the time, but I'm saying that science is gonna take a while to catch up just to the basic wisdom of eating fruits and vegetables and why. Okay? That's basic wisdom because it's inundated with greedy, disgusting, horrible, corporate, selfish interests. It's inundated. It's like our whole paradigm is literally built on thumb on the scale science, bought studies. Studies that when you do a scientific study, it's funded by a specific company that needs the results to come out a specific way so that they sell more of their eggs or more of their meat or more of their dairy, more of their pharmaceuticals, whatever the fuck it is. That's science. That's what science is. It's not only that. Of course, there's amazing science being done today. Good quality science that's out there today. But it's mixed in with the garbage science. And a lot of our health and nutrition paradigm, the foundations of it is based in thumb on the scale science, which is like the scientist puts his thumb on the scale to change the results to get a specific result. This is in the nutrition curriculum, which I talked about in that other video. This is in the medicine curriculum, specifically with the pharmaceutical industries. When you're reading a medicine textbook, they're just telling you like what pharmaceutical heals the illness. Okay? As if pharmaceuticals are the only way that illnesses get healed. Is that the only way that we heal illnesses? By fucking prescribing pills? You know, a lot of doctors nowadays, they're just drug dealers. Like I said, doctors, some of them, I've met doctors that literally made my entire day for how kind and compassionate and caring they were as a person. I've had doctors tell me, hey, I'm not going to prescribe you the pill because I don't want you to take that freaking poison. Okay, I've had doctors tell me that. Okay, I'll give you another solution instead. It'll cost you $130, but, and it's some freaking brand because I had nail fungus on my toe. And he's like, I'm not going to give you the pill. I'm going to give you the topical spread, the cream. But it's $130 for a bottle this big. This big. $130, the nail fungus. So I was just curious, what does Anthony Williams say about nail fungus? You know what he said? He said, if you just eat tons of sage, like the plant sage, the herb, it's antifungal. You can get rid of athlete's foot nail fungus from the inside out. Just eat lots of fresh sage. I haven't done that yet. I haven't tested it, but okay. That's good to know. Wow. No one makes money off fresh sage. It's $130 for this tiny fucking vial of chemicals that gets rid of the nail fungus. It's a topical solution. No one's interested in bringing plants, fruits, and vegetables into the diet because no one makes money off of it. Okay? So that's what I wanted to say in this video. The reason why I'm being, you know, all crazy and stuff is because that's what's needed sometimes. And just understand, I'm just doing this out of love. Like, I want your freaking brain to think clearly about what is going on around you. I want you to think critically. You can't just think, oh, because the medical medium, for example, just because it's not scientific, well, how do we know it's real or true? Well, there's like millions of people that are using it and it's working. Maybe before making a judgment, try buying 5 of his books and reading all of them beginning to end. That might take you 4 months. Okay, so try that. But Adam, how do I know the information I'm reading is true? And exactly, how do you know? That's the thing with doing research, is that you don't know until you do it. Okay? You can't, you're like, Adam, tell me what book to read, but first tell me if it's true or not. That's the thing with epistemology and figuring out what reality is and how it works and making sense of the world, is that you don't have someone to tell you if the book you're reading is true or not. You got to think about it for yourself. Right? It's going to be harder to do that with brain fog, though. So that's why on this channel, I'm doing my best to help to provide you the real information that can be wrong. I'm wrong a lot, guys. I make mistakes. A lot of details I share sometimes could have wrong dates or wrong this or wrong that. However, I do a lot of work to make sure the general ideas that I'm sharing are in the right direction. Okay? Of course I make mistakes. I've made mistakes in the past. I had videos in the past where I told you to just eat whatever the hell you want. Just listen to your intuition. I was wrong. Okay? That was wrong information that I shared. Okay? So that's the thing, is I'm not perfect, and you can't just rely on me. You need to make sense of the world for yourself. Okay? And don't worry, I'm not going to yell at you if you have a question or you disagree with me or anything. I'm just trying to show up and be my most honest, authentic self, genuinely trying to help you be happy and healthy, because you need to understand that health and diet is the foundation of society, of a household, a family, of you, your own health, your self-actualization. If you want to, get good results with women, or better results in your dating life, if you want to get good results in your business, you want to make money, you want to get clients, you want to be confident, you want to feel good about yourself, you want to be enlightened, you want to actually awaken. You can't awaken if your body isn't working and you don't know why, and you're trying to fix it by eating steaks. Okay? Nothing wrong with steak. You can have a steak once a day if you want. Go ahead. But you can't heal from steak. Steak's not going to heal your body. Some people say, oh, well, all my symptoms, whenever I would eat apples, I would get insane brain fog, but then whenever I just ate only steak for a month, all my symptoms went away. So I say, okay, great. What would happen if you had more apples? What would happen? All the symptoms come back. I've seen this. This is how it works. You go on the carnivore diet, but then what happens when you go back to the fruits and vegetables? You have brain fog, and all your symptoms that you healed come right back again, because you didn't heal anything. You're just putting it off. You're just putting it off longer. The point is to cleanse the toxins and viruses that are actually causing the brain fog. The way you cleanse it is by undertaking certain cleansing protocols that I've spoken about in other videos. You can check this video out to learn more about that. And otherwise, subscribe for daily videos and come talk to me live on our free live calls. All you got to do is put your email in below, and then I'll send you the Zoom link. They happen every Sunday at 2 p.m. Come chat live. I'm sure you know I'm usually very kind and chill. You know, I'm not going to scream at you or anything like this, but I kind of traumatized myself a little bit, but it was important. Everything I shared was very important. You needed to hear it exactly the way that it came out, and I'll see you in the next video.